Yeah. Oh fuck. There's a lot right about to come on. Hey Dave,
All right, you there?
I'm here, mate. You got me
Oh,
okay?
perfect.
Awesome.
Yep, gotcha.
Sweet. How's things?
Good, man. Things are good. How you been?
Yeah, doing good here. So tell me, when did the writing for the album start?
Probably at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020. We
Okay.
started. We got off the road October 1st, and then we went into the studio to start working on the new record.
Okay. And does the band bring in individual ideas, or it's just a collective straight in a rehearsal room and see what comes out kind of thing?
It's the majority individual. We're all writers in our own way, and we come up with ideas, and we'll ship them out to other people and stuff, and put them all in a pot, and whatever everybody's vibing, we just kind of pull from there, like
And you've got Breathe Again's top 5
Yeah,
pop radio.
that's awesome.
And now, I remember when I was a kid, when your favorite band got into the charts, it was super important.
Yeah,
Today it's more about streams, but how important it is for you guys as a band to have that recognition for your work?
it's very important. It's very important. I mean, it's like anything. Any recognition is amazing. It helps keep you positive and keeps you going.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you've got Let the Chaos Reign, lead off track on the album. For me, while it's been out for a little while, I think it sets the tone for the album. Now, as a writer and a listener yourself, how important is having an album that tells a story rather than it just being a bunch of songs?
I mean, for us, it's a little bit different, but I mean, if you go back and look at all the Pop People records, they all have pretty much the same sort of vibe when it comes to, like, there's a heavier side and a lighter side, and then we tend to do that because we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves. We want to keep, being able to constantly grow without being criticized, so to speak. But I mean, uh, I don't know. It's like you don't want to play the same thing over and over and over. You want to be able to, like I said, grow.
Yeah. And when you're writing a song yourself,
Mhm.
what is important to you? Is it the riff, the hook, the melody, or even like the lyrics?
For me personally, it's more about the music, first of all, because I do more of the writing on the musical side more than anything. Um, Lee's the main songwriter when it comes to that. If he's got any ideas or if he gets stuck, we will help him out, or we tend to help each other out. But for me, it's mostly the music that comes out. I always start with the music first.
Okay. And being in the studio, creating, especially in this time, like what you said, you started back in 2019.
Yeah.
Has it been hard not to get bogged down in the process, knowing that you've got more time to complete the album because there's no touring cycles?
Not really. For us, it was kind of, we did take a little bit of a different avenue for this record, but it's constant. It's been pretty much the same because we have 5 individual writers that write differently. So we necessarily don't all get in a room and just like jam things out. We kind of work, come up with a collection of songs, put them in the pot, and then pull out the best ones from there that we think go together with a record. For example, our second record, we had a song that was supposed to make it on that album, and we felt it didn't fit that album, so we held it till the next record, and it wound up being one of our biggest songs off the third record, and that song was Trenches. So, I mean, it all happens the way it happens, you know what I mean? So just because we all have like a bunch of material, like we have a bunch of material now that's just sitting there that could have gone on this record, but we chose to, keep it off,
And
we need to release that stuff sometime.
Yeah. Do you think that's important that everything has some cohesion rather than it just be put on for the sake of getting the album out?
Yeah. I mean, there's times where you tend to get in the habit, if you write a little bit later. I can see a lot of bands getting stuck, like every song that you write is going to go on the album, which is cool. I mean, that's one way to get a sound too, but that's not the way Pop Evil works. We've always been about the good and the bad, about the heavy and the lighter stuff. I want to be able to write a song about like whatever I'm feeling at that moment. I'm a human being too. I'm not just pissed off at the world the whole time,
Yeah. And with there being lighter stuff, has the band ever thought of stripping it right back and doing like an unplugged or acoustic record?
Oh yeah. There's been lots of talks about that. I could almost say, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to happen sooner or later. Yeah, we've talked about it. It'd be fun to do something different, just raw, strip everything down, just campfire style.
Would you think of doing it maybe like a double disc where you do one disc of new songs, acoustic, and then reimagine older songs?
Yeah, that'd be really fun. I mean, we've actually talked about it, so yeah, it's not out of the picture at all.
Okay, great. Now in Australia, we're getting some live music back. Unfortunately, if we're not a sporting event, we're not as important. What's it like in America?
Things are coming along. They're coming along pretty good. Everything's about to open up here in the next few weeks. We just got the thing today from the CDC saying that we don't have to wear masks anymore. I don't know how all that's going to go, but we're set to start rehearsing here in about 2 to 3 weeks. And then in August, I mean, the dates are just piling up. We go out with Shinedown here in August, which we love our brothers from Shinedown. So that's going to be a really good time. So that's a good way to kick everything back off, a little Pop Evil Shinedown for you. But yeah, the dates keep piling up. I think we got like 40 of them that are ready to go. So we're super excited. We're just as excited as everybody else is to get out there and play the album for you guys, just as much as you guys are ready to hear it.
Yeah, and I think that the fans that pre-COVID were like, this band doesn't tour, are going to be trying to work out which 5 shows they see on the same night. Yeah. Because all of you guys are like trying to route and trying to get everything like crazy.
Yeah, I have a few friends that are in other bands that you guys might know, but that are choosing to sit it out for now. Let the first wave roll through, and then they'll come out the second wave. But we're anxious to get back out and get going. I mean, we've been sitting on the record for almost a year now, which it comes out on the 21st. It'll be out. So get your copy. I got mine. I just got mine. So
perfect. There it is.
And
any reasoning behind the title, Versatile?
Well, I mean, it kind of keeps right in pace with Pop Evil, the good, the bad. I mean, it's just, we're feeling this way at this moment, and we're feeling this way at the other moment. It's all just about being positive and staying focused on what you believe in.
Perfect. And is there talks of another run down here in Australia?
I hope so. We should. If they don't have anything booked yet, they better. Because I'm excited. We had an amazing time last time we were down there. It's been a few years now, like 3 years now, maybe 4, 3, 4.
Around 3, I think. Heading into the 4th.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was one of my best touring experiences ever. Just I think we hit all the Sydney, Brisbane, all that stuff, just right around there, and it was great. It was a fun little week right there. Exciting.
Hopefully,
I would like to definitely come back with like a bigger band.
yeah,
Do that.
yeah,
But I still have fun. I like playing the smaller clubs like that too. It's got such a good positive vibe, because you're up close, you're getting sweaty together, you're in the experience together. So it's pretty cool. Because a lot of people ask me, they're like, do you like the bigger shows? Do you like the little shows? I'm like, it depends. Usually for me, sometimes I get a little bit down on myself. I'm like, I wish there was more people here sometimes. And when I do that, those are usually the best shows because it's up close and intimate.
So what bands are there that you'd like to tour with though?
Geez, our brothers from Shinedown, for example, that'd be fun.
Yep.
Love Pop Evil Shine, that'd be good. Geez, yeah, you name it.
If you had to go out on a stadium tour tomorrow, you said you like big, you like little. If it was a stadium tour, you had to pick, say, 3 other bands, who would it be?
God, that's a tough question. That's on the spot. Here, let me think here. Jeez. I don't know. Does it have to be a certain genre? What kind of genre are we talking?
No, because this website, like Here to Zen, is genre free. So we believe that you should just listen to any music.
God, that's a really hard question for me personally because I'm such a music fan. Like people ask me, they're like, what type of music do you like? And I'm like, well, what mood am I in? Because I like country music, I like blues, I like hip hop, I love everything. But I don't know.
Okay, I'll switch it up and say, who are you listening to at the moment then?
At the moment, right now, Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now at the moment. But if you'd asked me like a month ago, it was Florida Georgia Line. So
perfect.
It's just whatever gets me going at that moment, Yeah.
And bands at the moment are finding a lot of new ways to connect with their fans. Moving forward, meet and greets might be a little different than what they used to be. What are the plans for Pop Evil in the way of connecting?
I think we're just going to continue to try to do the same thing. I mean, I haven't heard really too much about it, but we're going to still be as active as we can on the social media. So if you follow us on social media, please follow us on Instagram and the TikTok. I mean, a couple of us just started TikTok and stuff, but we're definitely on the Instagram. Shoot us any messages there. If we can get to it, we'll get it to you. But definitely when it comes down to meet and greets, I think we're going to try to do it the same as we've always done it. But of course, there's going to be some sort of stipulation there. Sure.
Maybe you have to have the vaccination card.
Yeah, I got mine. Actually, right.
Perfect. All right. Finishing up, to any final words for all the fans in Australia?
Just everybody stay positive. Let's have fun and get together and just all about positivity. Let's be positive. And I can't wait to see you guys. Can't wait to you guys to hear the new record. It comes out on the 21st. You can pre-order it now. Other than that, man, love you guys.
Awesome, Dave. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. See ya.
Thank you. Bye. Hey Josh, how you going?
What's up, man?
Not much actually. It's just a very early Friday morning here in Brisbane.
I see.
All right, I'll do a little intro. We'll get straight into it, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so today on the Zen Sessions, we're joined by Josh from Buckcherry. They have a new album out June 25th. We've been lucky enough to get to listen to it here. We're really, really stoked with the new album. Thanks for joining us, Josh.
Oh, man, thanks for having me. I'm glad you like it. We been on this thing since October 2020. We had it finished and in the can, so it's so great for it to finally be getting out, you know?
That's awesome. So when it comes for you writing an album, do you come in with ideas individually or you just get in a room and just slam it out together?
Oh no, they happen all different kinds of ways, you know. Usually it's me and another songwriter, being Stevie D, my guitar player, uh, just working songs, you know. My department is lyrics and melodies. Sometimes I'll come in with music, but Stevie does the majority of the music. And then, you know, we co-wrote a couple of songs with Marty Fredrickson on a good majority of this record, like 5 songs on this record we co-wrote with Marty as well. So it's really wherever we got to go to get the best result, really.
You mentioned Marty, who he has a reputation. It speaks for itself. It's huge. When it comes to teaming up with someone like that, what do you expect them to sort of add to the Buckcherry stew?
Well, you know, first of all, when you write with outside songwriters, you want to make sure they get what you're about, you know, because it's a very delicate process, you know, to let somebody into your world and have something as, you know, personable as like songwriting is for bands, you know. And he appreciates that, and we co-wrote Sorry back in the day together, and you know, he has been on the production side of things through Black Butterfly, All Night Long, Confessions. So we know him pretty well, and he knows us pretty well. He knows our strengths and our weaknesses, and knows what's great about Buckcherry and what's special about it, and brings that out in us, you know. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And you went out to Nashville to record it. A lot of bands are either relocating to Nashville or recording out there. Is there something about that city that just brings a different attitude to a record or songs?
I just think that, you know, a lot of the big songwriters got out of LA a while back, and you know, so they all kind of live there. You know, they write for country artists and rock artists and any kind of artist, really. You know, so and it's cheaper to live there than like New York or LA. So I think that's why a lot of people like to go there.
Cool. The one thing I noticed listening to the album is it's presented as an album. A lot of artists today, they throw out a whole heap of singles, then they try to package it together, and it just sounds not cohesive. With this album, it reminded me of an album from the 70s. So, you know, you ended side 2, so to speak, and you wanted to flip back to side 1. Was that really the intent, and how hard is it for you guys to sequence the album like that?
Yeah, I mean, we think about that all the time. That's why we wrote about 28 songs for this record to get to a 10-song record. So that's how thorough we have to be to make sure that, you know, I'm not interested in making records any longer than 10 songs, you know, anymore. And I just think that that's the perfect number for a record. You know, you don't get bored. You want to listen to it again, like you said. And, you know, to get 10 songs that are undeniable, that keep a person there, is really hard to do. You really have to write a lot of stuff. So I think that's the secret to the, you know, our songwriting and getting records together, you know, so that, you know, when you're done with the second half, you want to go back and listen to the first, because you haven't been sitting there for an hour and a half, you know, longer than you wanted to be, and you haven't listened to a bunch of filler, which is, you know, I can't tell you how many records I've got where for the songs I never listened to, you know. So you don't need that.
And with your new label, you've got some really great vinyl packages coming out. Are you a bit of a vinyl guy yourself?
I would like to tell you that I am, but I'm not. I just don't have, you know, the space for vinyl stuff, you know. I mean, it's like you got to store it and you got to have a record player, and I spend my majority of my time out on the road. So my house is pretty much my wife's domain. That's her nest. That's, you know what I mean? Like this room right here is my office, my studio where I rehearse. Everything is right here. This is where I spend the majority of my time when I'm home. So yeah, I just don't have time or the space to deal with it. But you know, listening to it, uh,
Lost you there. Now you're back.
can you hear me?
Yeah, now you're back.
Okay.
One of my favorite songs on the album is a song called "The Way." It's a piano-based ballad.
Yes.
Now, I think over the last sort of 20 years, we got a bit overpopulated with those. I won't use the term because I think Marty co-wrote it, but I don't want to miss a thing ballads.
Right.
But this one is really stripped down. It reminds me of a 70s kind of dream on. Like, where were you headed with that? Was it for anyone in particular? Because it's a fantastic song.
Thank you. Yeah, actually, Marty didn't co-write this song. He didn't co-write Gun either, which sounds like Aerosmith. These are songs that Stevie and I wrote, you know, prior to getting in the room with Marty. You know, The Way was like, it's, you know, I just came. Sometimes I come up with, you know, verse, chorus, melodies on my own. So I just was really, I had this great verse, and chorus, and I came in and I sang it to Stevie. And I said, let's find a key for this song. I'm telling you, this is going to be great, you know, and let me sing it to you. And then I sang it to him. And then he's at the piano and he finds a key. And so we find a key that feels good in my wheelhouse. Then we find a tempo, right? And then he's like, you know what I hear? I go, I want there to be some piano in the song. And I want it to start in one place and then end at this completely other place, like an epic, you know? And he goes, let's make it our Hey Jude. And I said, okay. And so I left, and he sent me the composition where it was, you know, verse, chorus, bridge, then like this solo into an outro bit. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is so much bigger than what I, you know, saw in my head, you know, or heard in my ears, you know. So I just started writing and finished the bridge and the outro, and came in and sang it down, and we were like, we really knew we had something special, you know, at that point. And you know, we've played it a handful of times live, and it's such an amazing part of the set now, you know. I'm really glad we have it because it's kind of off the beaten path of a normal BC ballad, you know.
It's 70. It's got that 70s vibe. It's not overproduced, but it's got all the ingredients in a good song. So it's, yeah. And you totally stole my next question about Gun, because I was like, when I listened to it, I was like, wow, this could be on something like Toys in the Attic, but it doesn't sound like Aerosmith. It sounds like 70s inspired Buckcherry, but it could fit with any 70s song. It's so cool.
Yeah, you know, and that's cool because Stevie wasn't really feeling that song when I went in and sang it as a demo. We wrote that again before we went in the room with Marty, and I didn't have Aerosmith in mind. I mean, I knew the music sounded like Aerosmith, but I was thinking more about how much I like Be Real, and I had written a completely different chorus that just didn't work. It didn't pop, you know, and I was thinking about Be Real and how much I liked Rock Superstar, that Cypress Hill song. And so I just started chopping up my melody over the chorus so that it was real rhythmic, right?
Yep.
You know, I'm on the run and I got myself a gun. I was just chopping it up. And so I went in and I go, Stevie, hear me out. Let me do this. You know, let's not overthink it. And I sang it down. And he's like, it's cool. But I could tell he wasn't, you know, really into it. And I go, I'm telling you, this is really great. We got to let our manager hear it and let Marty hear it before we judge it. And he was cool with that. We just put it on the list, and it was like an afterthought. And then when we came back to the song list and we started kind of breaking down what we thought would be on the record, that song kept popping up on everybody's list.
It's just fun. It'll be a really great little live staple in the middle of a set somewhere. You know,
It's so much fun, and I love singing it. You know, I sang it today.
it's fantastic. And melody for you. So over the 20-year, career of Buckcherry, 20-year plus, your melodies really stand out, and they always deliver on the album. So how important is melody for you when you go in to make a record? Is that one of your top priorities?
It is. I want to write songs that people can remember, songs that are timeless, songs that, like, you can listen to Back in Black right now and it's just as good as it was when they came out with it. It's timeless. It's one of those you can remember every single song. And when I was a kid, my whole foundation was independent punk rock records. And you know what? They didn't have major labels telling them that they had to go write more songs or do more things. They wrote songs that had chanting choruses so that they could get an audience. They just did that. I mean, they wanted songs that people could remember, but that also kept their integrity. That's the whole challenge of songwriting, making it personable to yourself, but writing it in a way that a big audience could relate to it, every person, and it's easier said than done. And so, you got to write a lot of bad songs to get to those good ones. And, that's it. I want to make sure that like, if we don't want to give it a second listen, then we're not putting it on a record, and so
Sure.
we're always the biggest tests,
And you're about to head out on a pretty extensive tour with the dates. How are you going to handle things differently considering 2021?
Yeah, we did about 10 shows last year in 2020, and we did, we've already done probably, I want to say, like 6 shows this year, so we're pretty used to it. We all got vaccinated as well, and when we start touring, our first show is June 1st. It's going to be really hot here in the States, so that'll be a lot of outdoor venues where people are more spread out. And anyways, we're doing so great with the vaccine here in the States that things are starting to open up, and more and more as far as safety protocol and all that. So, we're going to do what we have to do, to make sure that we're following the guidelines, because we want to be able to bring live entertainment to people. I mean, I think it's very important. And, there's a lot of people getting ready to go tour right now. There's a lot of stand-up comedians getting ready to do their thing too. I mean, it's just all of entertainment is coming back, and it's really nice. And hopefully we'll get to you guys as soon as you'll have us, like as soon as it makes sense.
Sure, that'd be great. Now, you're in your 3rd year as a band, a 3rd decade as a band, I should say. When it comes to band dynamics, what's an important thing to keep a band functioning as a band dynamic after all this time?
Oh man, passion. What I figured out is it's hard to keep people really focused on the overall team effort. There is no I in team, and so it's got to be a group of guys that understands everybody's role in the team and is ready to conquer, and we have that dynamic now, and it's taken a long time to get there. And we're going to keep trudging this road of happy destiny, until the wheels fall off, until we can't do it anymore. And so if people want to be in this band and they want to work hard and they want to stay focused, then that's who we want to be around us.
Perfect. How many songs do you see from the album making its way into the set for the tour?
It's tough because everybody wants to play all of them, and it's like, we can't play all of them. We have, 8 other records, So as a singer, it becomes a big challenge because you always got to have the usual suspects, all the hits, like Lit Up and Sorry and, Riding for the Movies, those type of songs. It's like, it's hard, Crazy Bitch, so you got to kind of work around that. And I can only sing so many songs because I have so many to do in a week, so many sets. So right now we've been rotating So Hot and Hellbound have been in every night. And then we've been rotating Wasting No More Time, The Way, No More Lies, Gun. Been putting Gun in the set.
Perfect. Finishing up today, you mentioned Crazy Bitch. Have you run into her lately? How's she doing?
No. That song has incredible legs, right?
It
I
really
mean, my
does.
God, people still listen to that song and download that song so much. I'm so grateful, like it just became this phenomenon. It's so bizarre, who would have thought, we didn't think so when we wrote it, so that's like icing on the cake. It's so much fun to do.
Well, next time you see the Crazy Bitch, anchor.
All right.
All right, man, I'll leave you with it today. Thank you so much for your time. And again, congratulations on the new album. It literally is no filler. All 10 songs, no filler.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you guys soon.
Hopefully, man, have a good day, Josh. Bye.
All right, buddy. Be good.